Up any clues in round one, you really are going to have to get your heads down and pick them up in round two, which is a buzzer round, and each question is going to be worth £50. Anyone can buzz in and pick up that question. If you answer incorrectly, I'll throw it open once for a bonus. A word of warning, don't get lost in the game. You're going to need to stay focused in order to flush out the faker in round two. Which Welsh poet wrote the radio play Under Milk Wood? Darren.
Is that Wordsworth?
No, it wasn't. I'm going to throw it open. It was Dylan Thomas. Which US state is nicknamed the Sunshine State? David.
California.
Throwing it open. Darren.
That's Florida.
It is Florida. Your favourite subject, David, is geography.
Never got to the States yet.
Homburg and Trilby are types of what? Claire.
Cat.
Correct. Who painted Salford scenes populated by Danny.
Lowry.
Correct. What was the 1920s mobster Al Capone's nickname? Darren.
Scarface.
Correct. In Cockney rhyming slang, what is Rosie Lee? Darren.
That's tea.
It is tea. In legend, where was King Arthur's court? Darren.
Camelot.
Camelot. What does the A stand for in the organisation PDSA? Carolyn.
Animals.
Correct. The People's Dispensary for Sick Animals. Which herb is a main ingredient of Genoese green pesto? Claire.
Oregano.
No. Try and get open, David.
Dill.
No, it's basil. Hamilton is the capital of which British dependency in the Atlantic? David.
Bermuda.
Correct. It's the end of that round. I'm still not going to reveal to you your individual totals. All I can tell you is that Darren is still in the lead. But does that mean he is today's enemy? We're now at the halfway stage. You must be building up some thoughts as to who you believe the enemy is. So I'll now ask you, Darren, who do you think the enemy is today?
I'm almost convinced the enemy's Carolyn.
Really? Why?
It's just the way that she seems to be answering the questions.
How is that?
Well, there's some sort of hesitancy about hitting the button, despite the fact that I'm sure she's already registering that the question is well known to her.
Really? Very confident, Darren.
I think so.
Carolyn, who do you think the enemy is?
David.
Why?
Because he has travelled extensively, but he doesn't know anything about geography.
Seems very strange, doesn't it? Danny, who do you think the enemy is and why?
I think it's David. For a well-travelled man, he doesn't know much.
Claire, who do you think the enemy is?
I think it's Danny.
Why?
From the way he's been justifying why he knows the answers to the questions.
Well, he doesn't know the answer to the questions, in truth.
Well.
David.
I think it's Carolyn. I think it was that circus question. She knew the answer as immediately she got it wrong. That's just made me feel a bit suspicious. It's Carolyn.
We'll move on to our third round, and I'm now going to ask each of you 3 questions worth £75 each. But the questions are on a specific subject, and your problem is you haven't chosen that specific subject, so you could quite possibly get all of the answers wrong. That is, of course, unless you've seen the answers. Time is running out as we play round 3. Darren, your specific subject is US presidents. Which American president was born in Tampico, Illinois on February the 6th, 1911?
That makes me about 90.
Throwing it open. Danny.
Eisenhower?
No, it was Ronald Reagan. Which president was the first Democrat since Franklin D. Roosevelt to win a second term?
That's Bill Clinton.
That is Bill Clinton. Which president did John Wilkes Booth assassinate?
Abraham Lincoln.
Correct. Carolyn, your specific subject, Carolyn, is the Rolling Stones. Do you like the Stones?
Not particularly.
Charlie Watts plays what in the band?
Drums.
Correct. Their Sticky Fingers album cover was designed by which American pop artist?
Andy Warhol.
Absolutely. Who left the band in 1992?
Bill Wyman.
You did indeed. For somebody that doesn't follow the Stones, you did very well there.
I read the tabloid press.
Really? Danny, your specialist subject is French films. In the 1956 French hit And God Created Woman, which cinema goddess played the woman?
Bridget Bardot.
Was that a guess?
Yes, it was.
It was a very good one, Danny.
Thank you.
It was Brigitte Bardot. What was the occupation of celebrated French director Jean Renoir's father?
Was he a painter?
Are you asking me or telling me?
I'm telling you.
You are right. La Wally was used as the theme to which French thriller in 1981?
I don't know.
Throwing it open. I think if anyone knew the answer to this, they would be showing themselves up as the enemy. The answer was Diva. Claire, your specialist subject is television families. In which show did the title character have kids called DJ and Darlene?
Roseanne.
Correct. In Dallas, what was the name of J.R. Ewing's wife? Throwing it open. Darren.
Sue Ellen.
Sue Ellen is correct. Which drama series featured the Ingalls family of Plum Creek, Minnesota? Throwing it open. Darren.
That's Little House on the Prairie.
Correct. Let's move on, David, to you, and your specialist subject is MPs. Of which left-wing MP did Dennis Healey say he came close to destroying the Labour Party as a force in 20th century British politics?
Dennis Skinner?
Throwing it open. Danny.
Is it Enoch Powell?
No, it was Tony Benn. To the nearest 5, how many Liberal Democrat MPs were in the newly elected Parliament of 2001?
30?
Throwing it open. Carolyn.
15.
No, it was actually 52. I would have accepted anything from 47 to 57. Who was the first British Prime Minister, David?
Sir Robert Walpole.
Is correct.